Do you know what? Actually, I've also forgotten it. There was someone over here that started it off last time, and I think they might like to do that again. But while they do, while we find that person, or someone runs to my ear with a chant, I want to say how amazing it is that, first of all, we've run to time. We're running to time. When does that happen on these steps? And I want to remind every single person here that we have got the power. Because when we stand together like this, we can do anything. This started with a chat amongst friends. We don't need anybody's permission to take a stand. While the law might have changed with the outrageous policing bill, we need to defeat that by taking a stand and turning out today. Protest wins by being uncomfortable. What was that?
What do we do? Fight back! Surrender attack! What do we do? Fight back! Trans surrender attack! What do we do? Fight back! Trans surrender attack! What do we do?
Fight back!
Surrender attack! What do we do?
Fight back!
Surrender attack! What do we do?
Fight back!
Surrender attack! What do we do?
Fight back! Brilliant! I'm sorry to say that we've run to the end of our speaker list now. I wonder if there was one or two people that might like to say something for 1 or 2 minutes, and I will hold you to the 1 or 2 minutes. There was someone that asked earlier, maybe there. Do you want to introduce yourself and with your pronouns?
Hi guys, I'm Adam. I go by they them pronouns. You know, as a young LGBT person, I came out when I was 14, and my family's response was fantastic. My brother's response was to tell me how long was I planning on holding that in for. My mum's response was to turn to my dad and go, "Told you, pass me 20 quid." And my best friend, when I told her the day after I came out, I had a load of homophobic abuse thrown at me, and all I got from my best friend and from someone that I didn't know that well was to look after me and care for me and stand up for me. As a young LGBT person, I've been out for nearly 10 years, right? As somebody who's seen younger people in this community get screwed over by the GRA, by the fact that the NHS trans programs have been horrifically underfunded, and the fact that patients are having to go private just to be able to be who they are, gets me massively. I've been an NHS worker for 6 years, right? I've worked with kids for most of that. I've had patients come to me who have been on the borderline of, you know, having serious mental health issues, and I've had to signpost them to private clinics myself. No one else has done that for me. No, the system does not care. The system does not care about trans rights at all. And as somebody who works within the system, I don't care whether I stick out like a sore thumb or not, I will say that I do care. If the system doesn't care, let them not care. Because as far as I am concerned, when Pride started out as a protest, right? Pride started out as a protest, and as long as I am able to be on a Pride demo and on a Pride festival, it will remain a protest. I'm not going to rely on, I can tell you this now, I'm not going to rely on the system or the government to help promote the rights of LGBT people, because they get screwed, because the LGBT people in this country are being screwed over massively. We cannot rely on the Tories for this. What we have to do as as people who are older within the LGBT community, we have to stand up for the younger people. If we don't stand up for the younger people, no one will. If we don't stand up for the younger people, no one will. And if we don't make And for those of us who are confident enough to, if we don't take a stand and we don't give the government an ultimatum, then nobody else will. If the older people start to make a stand, younger people within the LGBT community will follow their lead. We have to make it clear. We're not going to rely on the Tories, but let's be honest, the opposition aren't that great either. And we have to make a point that as older LGBT plus people, we have to stand up for the younger people in our community, because nobody else is going to do it, are they? Let's be honest, nobody else is going to do it, are they? I have been on so many Pride marches. I've performed on main stage at Sheffield Pride about 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know whether anybody here was there to see that. I had the confidence to go up on stage and be myself, right? We have to give young people in this community, in our community, let's be honest, not this community, our community, we have to give the young people the confidence within our community to go and be who they are. Because if we don't, nobody else will. And as for conversion therapy, I've been a victim to this when I was in secondary school. I was a victim to this. And, you know, and it gets me massively. And until we make a stand and say that conversion therapy is absolutely wrong, as ordinary people, because let's be honest, the politicians don't give a shit, do they? We have to make a stand, and we have to do it ourselves. Let's fight back.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And we've got a few more speakers, which is amazing. And we've got